Welcome, welcome. It's your girl V from Drinking Tea with V, and right now you are locked in at the best place to be on a Sunday, on a fun day. Anyway, have it your way, honey. Okay, I am welcoming everybody in, waiting until everybody gets here a little bit so we can get started. Because today we are ending our Movember series with the guys. We are basically ending it with a bang, okay? We have none other than a platinum singer-songwriter. Okay, we have a platinum singer-songwriter today here with us who is about to enter the room. All right, so I am excited. I hope that you are too. If you have seen the promo, then you know exactly who it is and why you are here. I mean, of course, you're here for the good chit-chat, okay? You are here for the good chit-chat. But yeah, it's gonna be an awesome show. So just wave and say hi, you guys. Wave and say hi as you come in. And we are about to get started in a little bit. I am here. I'm going to be checking a little 1, 2. So if you are looking at the recording after this, just scroll a little bit forward. Just scroll a little bit forward. Just getting the last things in place. So, hey. Welcome, everybody. Wonder if everybody, like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Yeah. If you see me looking down a little bit, that means to say I'm here doing the technicals in the background. And, yeah, I am excited for today. I know the guys have been giving such awesome feedback for the past episodes. They're feeling heard, they're feeling seen, they're feeling validated for their own feelings. So that is really awesome. A lot of you guys don't even want to like come and show up here on Drinking Tea with V for the live shows or for the episodes, but in the background y'all be apping and sending DMs like, hey, yeah, this and that, and me too. So this is another Me Too movement. This is the guys' Me Too movement, not the Me Too movement. Okay. So a lot of people were waiting. A lot of people were waiting for you, darling. Pop in and back out like, no, I think I'm at the wrong one. And then we have, should we give her a drum roll? Drum roll! Hey!
What's up?
Hello! I'm
How are
good. How
you?
are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you well. Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Because I was wondering if I just popped off just now and then come back in. I
Oh,
think that
I
was a
don't know. I
little
don't know.
weird.
My headphones were acting weird, so I had to grab some other headphones. So I don't know what
Okay,
happened. Yeah, yeah.
just to make sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess people are still, there are quite some coming in and coming out. But anyways, we are going to get started. So
Yeah.
glad that you are here today.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, of course, of course. We're going to get into why exactly you're here today. I mean, the most people already know because you've been dropping stuff on stuff on stuff. I think the corona been doing you all right.
Well, it's been hectic. It's been different. Let me put it like that.
Different.
Yeah.
Different can be good or different can be bad.
I don't know. I think is afterwards we will look back and see, and then we can have a good analysis of what it was actually. Because now we're in it, you know? We're in it, so I
You're
don't
like,
dare
okay,
say much.
this is just everything you're dealing with me right now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
assess afterwards what this
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's fine. But
Now, so
guess
many
what? Guess
things
what?
happened this year that I sometimes I even forget that it happened this year. That's how crazy this year is, you
You know
know?
what? You know what's funny? There are so many memes that are talking about, like, hey, this is like the fifth year of 2020.
Exactly, exactly. No, but it's true though, it's true though. There's so many things that happen sometimes like, oh yeah, that happened a couple of months ago, you know? It's kind of
Like,
crazy.
so
And
much
then
been going on. So it's like
yeah,
you,
and
you
so
don't even you
many
don't even remember
like
anymore.
yeah, things that were like in a normal year would be a regular year then would be like huge or like minor now, you know? So it's interesting, you know?
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think you know what people are missing is like the normal flow of the year
Yeah.
because now everything every day practically looks almost the same.
Yeah, the routine is gone. There's no routine, and you know, we are creatures of routine. The more routine we have, more structure, the better we function. And that's kind
Exactly.
of gone now. Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just basically obsolete because everybody been missing like the like let's say the whole summer vacation, going on trips, this,
yep,
that, going to festivals,
yeah,
concerts, music this, music that. So it's like, wait, I just feel like I rolled over and I'm just getting up every day. It's like, okay, let's
yeah,
start this energy again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but it's like, and that's why, you know, like a lot of people working at home, you know, and they don't
Mm,
commute anymore. And for a lot of people,
yeah,
that was their moment of, you know, peace, getting back to themselves, and you know, and they don't have that now. So it's that's why you see there's a lot of more conflict in households, and which is understandable, you know, that those things
yes,
happen.
we could get into some of that later. We're going to get into some of that later. But right now, what we're gonna do is
Hmm.
we are going to share our flavor of the day, what is in our cup. Then we're gonna get into a gratitude moment to shake off some of this weird
Yeah,
2020.
yeah, yeah.
And then we're gonna get straight on into the topic of today. Basically, you are the representative today for all the men.
Oh Lord,
So take your crown,
oh Lord,
get it straight.
it's heavy though.
So basically, today, what is in my cup is because I feel like, the men's perspective have been pretty refreshing, different than the female perspective that I usually have on drinking tea with V.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting feedback like, hey, um, we want a little bit more say. And I'm like, of course, I'm not a man hater. I'm not a man hater. I'm gonna give you all your spot. So then I feel like our conversation would be refreshing. So
Hmm.
that's why I chose mint for today. It's one of my
Okay,
favorites. So
okay,
I'm
okay.
having fresh minty today.
All right, all right, all right.
What is in your cup?
Well, I don't want to make no advert for no company, but but lately I've been into Pepsi
Just give us
Max.
the gist of what it is then. You don't have to call it a
Lately
brand
I've
if you
been
don't
into
want to.
this. The
Oh
ginger,
yes.
they got the ginger flavor.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's Coke and ginger, yeah, and also the cherry one. So that's what I'm drinking lately.
A little extra zest. A little extra zest for the big
Yeah,
day.
yeah, and you don't feel guilty when you drink it because it's it's zero sugar.
It's like, let me put it out there, people. I'm being a little bit, conscious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, nowadays you got to pay attention to all sorts of things. So you know,
Listen, Patrick. I'm gonna let you in. I've been telling people a little bit, I don't have necessarily a weight issue. It's not been a thing for me. But
yeah,
this
yeah,
year, it's been kind of different.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a little different. I've been noticing some things, popping up here and there. I'm like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what? Is she getting thick?
But have you been at home a lot more?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're
it's
moving
the
less.
sedentary life. It's the
Yeah,
sedentary life.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
pay attention to
Yeah,
all
it's crazy
the,
because I work with kids, I teach, and like even so after the lockdown when they came back, and kids are usually, you know, they don't really gain weight, you know what I mean? I was just seeing kids, you know, they gain weight. You know, I'm talking about 13, 14-year-olds. I'm like, okay. You know, people who you don't expect, you know what
because
I
we've
mean?
been sitting down too long.
Yeah, yeah.
We
So
need to
yeah,
get outside. We need to get more fresh air. We need to be more, get more movement.
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
we don't have it too
anything.
bad in Holland, I should say. We don't have it too bad.
We don't.
No. If
Because
I
we
look
haven't
at
actually, we're using this word lockdown, but we haven't actually had a lockdown.
no, not really. We just have a party down. We can't go to the parties. That's it basically.
Yo,
That is it.
I am so, listen, I am not really like, I love music. I
Yeah,
don't always have to go out, but like once or twice a year, it's
yeah,
just like go out and have fun, let my hair
yeah.
down. But even me have been missing. I'm like, yo, I need a fete. I need a something. I need a party.
It's
I need
crazy, man. It's crazy.
something.
Yeah, yeah. But even when I watch like so when you watch movies and stuff like that, you see people shaking each other's hand, you be like, yo, what are you doing? You know? It's like
No, I don't
things
have that.
change that much. I have that. I'd be like, yeah,
No.
I'm like, they're close to each other. You know what I mean? It's like, because, yeah, I'm constantly in it, you know? I'm constantly that I have to like move from
Yeah,
people.
espe-
And of course, I
especially with
mean,
a kitty, like, no.
yeah,
Y'all skype up, move over a little bit, leave a little space for the Holy Ghost.
yeah, yeah. But, you know, like at the job, but also, in if you're in public transportation, wherever in stores, in the supermarket, you got to be continuously like, yo, because some people don't care. They just come up to you, I'm like, yo, back up, you know?
Listen, I had this woman, I could almost feel her breathing in my neck. I was like, do you know that we still have corona? Like, why are you right
No,
in the back? I'm like, I can't even turn around. What are we doing?
yeah. I think people are
But
tired. I
yeah,
think it's been too long for them, probably. Yeah.
it's been too long for all of us.
I think-
Too long for all of us. We don't hold on tight, just a little bit
Oh,
more, just a little bit more. But our moment of
hopefully,
gratitude, fingers crossed.
I have to have one.
Moment
No,
of
man.
gratitude. You have one? You want to go first this time?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, grateful that. Let me put it this way, like, because I teach and I do when I do music, but some of my colleagues they only do music or they only teach, and so I met some of them the other day, and they were like, I like, yo, what's up? They're like, yeah, you got a job. And and you
Yes.
know, they, a lot of them have a certain lifestyle that they have to keep up with, what I mean? They have their bills and, our gigs dried up,
Mhm.
there's nothing is going on. In the beginning, everybody was doing the Facebook Live thing. But yeah,
Everybody was on there.
that's kind of over now, that hype gone. And people,
Hmm.
they don't have no income, you know what I mean? Saw the other
Yeah.
day, like, what his name is, Bola Buff, he went and started doing it was like a factory job, a magasin, something like that he was doing, you know what I mean? Because there's no gigs, So I'm just
Because you
grateful
got to pay
that,
the bill.
yeah, you gotta pay the bills. And I'm grateful that, things are pretty okay, you know what I mean? And I'm healthy and, just to be able to still move on and do the things that I'm doing, while other people, they don't have that. They're much more difficult things. So grateful
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You are
Yeah.
definitely in a really good industry where that's concerned. Where
Yeah.
teaching is concerned, teachers
Yeah.
are always necessary, no matter what
Yeah. Yeah.
crisis and the crisis or whatever, you're necessary.
They got us
You're,
in the
you're
Corona buildings, I say.
basically you're an essential worker too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like with like when the lockdown was like, at a certain point I was allowed to send my kids to school while other kids weren't allowed to, so I had some kind of privilege, you know. But yeah,
You're like,
sometimes I do feel like
listen, I
I'm
love
some
you.
soldier.
You're like, I love you, but you could go now.
Yeah, a lot. No, but we had to teach and we had to, because my kid he didn't have online classes. They would send the stuff on Google Classroom, and then he had to do the lesson. Of course, you need guidance, And my fiance,
Hmm.
she's also a teacher, so like she had to teach too, and I have to teach, and then and then we have the little one running around. So it was crazy, it was kind of crazy.
Oh my goodness. So both
Yeah,
of y'all trying to keep the class digitally under control. Then
yeah,
you have little mini me here running
Yeah,
around on the side, like,
yeah,
oh, I'm
yeah,
free. It's
yeah,
vacancy, it's vacation.
yeah. So it was hectic. It was rough. It was rough. It was rough. You know, I do
Oh my
understand why they don't
goodness.
want to close the schools. I understand it, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. A lot of people, a lot of students are um, got infected, and colleagues too. So,
Oh my goodness, at your school?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we're now
Oh,
on.
wow.
So it's like, oh, let's say like 37 people teach there,
Mm-hmm.
and we're now nine of us got the virus, and
Okay.
one which is pretty high, I understood, and one of them was really sick. She went to hospital, but then
Hmm.
I mean she's back now, and the rest
Yeah.
they told me that it was really bad. So everybody say like you don't want to get it because they got it bad, but they didn't go to hospital. One had to go to hospital though, so and
Okay.
a lot of the kids, a lot of the kids getting it.
Well, I've
So
been hearing a lot more people have been asymptomatic even though they've been tested positive. So that's
mhm.
also really
Yeah,
a good
especially with the
thing
kids.
to,
Apparently the kids have that a lot, so you don't see it. That's why they might close the schools them down for so that the Christmas vacation might be a week longer. So that we're gonna hear that not this coming week, but next week they're gonna decide on that, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
it might be 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks. Yeah,
a little extra vacation. But then I don't know
yeah.
if it's going to be, is it really going to be vacation, or is it like send home to work with the parents kind of vacation?
And nah, I don't. I think it's gonna be like vacation because you're not gonna change everything up for a week. I'm not gonna do it then. You know, I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna be
You're
part of
like,
that one.
listen, you're like, listen, people,
Yeah,
I don't care what you say, but for a week, nah, nah, boo.
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So it's probably gonna be a
What?
vacation, and then because they have to get the numbers down. Like when it was Friday, because my where I work is close to town. It's like one metro stop from town,
Mm-hmm.
and it was packed, yo. At a certain point, the police came and sent people home in Rotterdam, and it was crazy. It was completely full with people buying up stuff. Black Friday getting crazy and crazy in Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
Thanksgiving weekend here is not really, it's been becoming more of a thing here,
yeah,
Thanksgiving and Black Friday and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's why I've been also getting messages from people like, V, I gonna look at the show after, okay? Because we have dinner and we have this and that and that. So I'm like,
I don't
okay.
understand Thanksgiving in Europe. I still don't get Black Friday. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I
I
guess.
I personally am about a Black Friday life because of the history behind it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna give a whole history lesson right now.
yeah, yeah,
But hey, if it's for businesses and they want to use it for their promotion, I'm like, you know what, go ahead. But I don't necessarily do that. But
yeah. My thing is just
yeah,
Thanksgiving is American. It's not um a European
a European
celebration.
thing.
So it's kind of like, what are we doing? Like,
But
you
that's what,
know?
listen, on Drinking Tea with you, I have a gratitude moment every week. Actually, I
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
every day for myself, but I do this every week. So
yeah,
then I'm like, hey, this is an extra, maybe with
yeah,
extra
yeah,
food.
yeah,
That's good, but that's it. But let me
yeah,
see.
yeah.
For my moment of gratitude, I'm gonna do that right quick, and then we could continue chatting. My moment of gratitude for this week is basically because of synchronicities. Like sometimes you see things happen. Is like, wait, what?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
definitely not a coincidence, but everything just falls into place very nicely. So I want to give a big
Mhm.
shout out to my girl Nala Bricolage, who contacted me because
Pope,
I've
Pope.
been doing a lot of research on like investing before this
Hmm.
whole Corona thing happened. And
Hmm.
so she invited me to a really cool training that we have going on right now. Actually, she's videotaping, not videotape. That sounds so ancient.
Visa.
She's filming it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
She's filming it for me so I could catch up later, and then it goes on till Tuesday. So I think this is
Okay.
a perfect opportunity to really, hey, a lot of people are out of jobs, and I'm a freelancer. For me,
Hmm.
also, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Things ain't flowing like they used to. So right now, I'm basically checking to see what my strategy is gonna be, and
Hmm.
make sure get in on more knowledge on investing and making money work for me instead of me working for money all the time.
That was dope.
So
That was really dope. Yeah.
that's what I'm grateful for, to get back on track with that.
Cool,
But
cool,
yes,
cool.
our topic for today is what we wish women, what what men wish women would know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so with this whole, I try to keep it kind of broad because
Hmm.
but before we get into like all the details of what men wish women would know,
Hmm.
you said tell us a little bit more of yourself. Give the people an elevator pitch for those who wouldn't know, but
Yeah.
of
Well,
who you are and what you've done. I mean, hits on hits, but hey,
Patrick Grayham,
yes.
born in Suriname, and we moved to St. Martin when I was one, and
Mm-hmm.
lived there until my teens, and then we moved to Curacao, and then ended up here in Holland to study. Um, at that time when I came here, I started taking music seriously. I wasn't doing it that seriously in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And from there we start writing songs, and I used to link up a lot with the guys from Entwine in Orange Grove back in the days. Actually, my cousin is in Orange Grove in Entwine, Jacob Streefkerk.
Nice.
And we at that time, everybody was saying, "Hey, Patrick, when you can bring out your songs?" And then together with them, I brought up my first song, which was Fire. That was my first release, and it was it took off in 2 weeks. I remember I was teaching, and then I don't think Insta was there yet. Insta just started, but I went to my Facebook inbox and it was full. And yeah, it was like crazy. And things kept going from there. And at a certain point, I signed as a songwriter to Sony. I'm still there
Mm-hmm.
as a songwriter, and we did a lot of stuff with different artists over the years. Bought a lot of songs, work here and there. Wrote in the States, and we went to LA, Miami. We wrote a lot of songs. And now I'm in Holland. We're still here working. I have a family. I'm a father, 2 kids. Recently engaged, and hopefully, depending on the pandemic, we'll see how we will do with our date.
Yeah.
And next to music, I also I teach. I teach English at the high school in Rotterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I recently bought up a new song, Visions of Love. And it's doing pretty well. I'm happy. We just hit number 5 on Aruba, and we just ended the charts on Curacao. So, you know, things are we're doing well. We're doing well.
The Rubianas love you.
Yeah, yeah. That's a strange thing. That's like I was so grateful for that. I remember the first time I went to Aruba for music. Then I was on Curacao, and a friend of mine, she lives there. She was like, "You really gotta come." I'm like, "What am I gonna do there?" She's like, "You really gotta." I said, "I don't even have somewhere to stay, so you can sleep on my couch." So I just went there. I was like, "Okay." I went there for not even 24 hours. The
Mm.
custom officer stopped me because they're like, "Why are you coming here for such a short time? You probably got some drugs or something." I'm like, "Nah, I'm just gonna promote my song." And from that day, I was there. I reached in the morning and I left at night, but I went to all the radio stations. And from that
Yeah.
day, it's been Aruba. It's always been love. It's always like that. Like even,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Even
And
when
that's
I
funny because you haven't actually lived on Aruba, but still,
no,
like, if
no,
I
no. I
look
mean,
I've been following what you've been posting where the charts are concerned. I'm like,
yeah.
the island where you haven't lived, giving you the most love. What was that?
Yeah,
What was
yeah,
that?
yeah. Since I've always been like that on Aruba, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's like, I have that combination of Curacao and St. Martin, and Aruba is kind of like, half English, half Papiamento. So maybe I'm that,
Exactly.
and they get it more. Maybe it's that.
Maybe
So
it's that because with like
yeah,
the Bolde and stuff like that, that was
yeah,
fire was iconic, but
yeah,
Bolde
yeah,
was also like, oh my goodness, this is
yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
So it must, I guess, it's the English and the Papiamento together. It's
yeah.
like
I
the
think it's that.
perfect
Yeah,
combination.
yeah. You
But
know.
Mr. Rico Suave with the music, have you always been Mr. Rico Suave?
I've been a good guy. always my life, but I've had my phase too. I had a phase, what do you call that, the whole phase.
The
But
whole thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's like 3 years. But overall, I was a good. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, I mean, so you can be Mr. Rico Suave, you know? Hey,
yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, I'm a pretty straightforward. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
pretty level, pretty
yeah,
level.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, so what has because this month, like I say, I'm giving men the floor to have their say and talk
Yeah,
about their experiences. How has
yeah.
your journey to manhood been? Because it's like I get from the fellas like, yeah, y'all don't understand. For men, it's different. This, that. I'm like, how is it different? What are your challenges? What have been your challenges? Has toxic masculinity been a thing for you? Because that's also like
Well, the thing is, like,
a passion.
I didn't grow up with my father. I grew up only with my mother, so I kind of
Mm,
like, get the female energy, from young. You kind of understand
yeah.
women. Um, but what I do notice, then specifically if I talk about Black Island men, then it's like people expect us not to be responsible and to, what I mean? Like for us to not be on our game. You know what I mean? So if you
Yeah.
notice whenever it's Father's Day, you know what I mean? If you will look
Mm,
on Facebook, how many women would be like, yeah, happy Father's Day to me too, and others will say and that's so ironic because they think they're doing something good when they say happy Father's Day to the real father. Like, you never hear like happy Mother Days to the real moms. That would sound so weird for everybody, but it's like, yeah, yeah, happy Father's Day to the real dads. So
yeah.
that's always a thing. It's it's like I remember like when I first started my relationship, and then because I used to be like the single guy always, what I mean, like that's what life was about for me. I was the bachelor forever. So all my friends, they
Mm.
were like, "Oh Lord, somebody put him down,"
Somebody
So
got Patrick on lockdown.
yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is, like everybody was telling me, like, don't break our heart, don't break our heart. I'm like, why would I do that? What I mean? It was like only one friend was like, hey, don't break his heart. You know what I mean? But it's kind of,
Aw.
and that's how it is. It's like that's
Yeah.
the how we look at things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, some is justifiable. You know what I mean? Especially the generation before. A lot of people grew up without their fathers, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I once saw this meme where they say, you're from the Caribbean when you keep meeting brothers and sisters you didn't know about. So, in a way, in a way, it's kind of I get where it comes from,
Woo!
but
Yeah. So the
if I look,
Caribbean game it's been pretty special though. I won't lie. Like I feel
yeah,
like overall the overall black experience is that a lot of fathers have not been in the
yeah,
households for
yeah,
several historical reasons. They've literally
yeah,
been ripped away from their families, had to go
yeah,
away to work to get money
yeah,
to
yeah,
provide for their family in their
yeah,
place of origin, blah 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 blah.
yeah,
But in the Caribbean, you had the fact that you're not just going to another state.
yeah,
For instance, they would literally go to different islands as well. And
yeah,
even like on St. Martin, you would have men that would have like families on the Dutch side, one family on the Dutch side, one family on the French side, or one
yeah,
family up
yeah,
the hill, next family down
yeah,
the hill. And I'm like,
yeah.
women,
I think
how do y'all do that all?
at a certain point, I think it became culture, and
Mm,
it was I remember going back. This was in the time that I think with Boba came out, and then we had a pretty big gig on Curacao, and I hadn't
mm.
been back for a while, so all my friends were there, and that was actually my first time performing with my mates and stuff like that. And when you're in Europe, sometimes you forget certain things about your culture, you like just forget. So so I'm there, and my friends come, my partners, and they come, they're like, "Yo, so how many of these women you turned down? You put down?" They're like, "How are you talking about?" They're like, you know with all these. I'm like, "Nah, man, I in a relationship." And they look at me like, "What kind of alien are you?" You know what I mean? But I must say, man, like
Oh my goodness.
when I look now, I mean, it's like I have so many friends that are, you know, or in court or, in family too, because they
Mm-hmm.
can't see their children. It's just a big thing. My cousin, he just started a whole organization for men because,
Oh
the
wow.
system is big. Yeah, because the system, yeah, you should really talk to him. He's like, he was the other day on 538 talking about those things, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And, the system is made in a way that, if there's any dispute, conflict, the mom has
Women
the,
have preference.
yeah, they have an advantage, and as if, a father doesn't care, as if he doesn't have feelings, as if he doesn't want to see his son or his children, sorry. And, that's
Mm-hmm.
something I notice a lot, though. I notice that a lot of my friends are, in that situation. They have a relationship that didn't work out well, and now, they can't see their children. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's a really tough thing because you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? And if you go and get mad, then it's only going to affect the kid, and then it's kind of you don't know what to do. You're like, should I go in? Should I fight? Should I not? What's the
Mm-hmm.
good thing to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if people don't have the information, because a cousin of mine, she's a family lawyer, so she has a lot of those cases, and she was telling me like a lot of times men don't have the information, they don't know what to do because there's a lot they can do. But
Okay. So
a lot of,
what's the name of your cousin's foundation?
for his foundation, I don't know. I need to look that up for you because he had
Okay.
invited me the other day, but I don't know the name. But I'm gonna send you this information. I don't know what
Okay, because
exactly
I
name.
mean, this is like I said, this is a floor for men. So I'm like, if men can
Yeah,
get the information to know exactly what to do, because you're
yeah,
talking about this, and I'm going in my mind, I was like, oh my goodness, and I'm like, no, but wait, I do actually also know quite a bit of men in that
yeah.
situation as
It's
well, family
it's
as
it's a
well.
thing. It's a thing. It's like. And a lot of time it just has to do with people, it's just people are just mad, you know what I mean? And it's kind of
Communication,
like
I guess.
revenge and yeah, and yeah,
So
and
basically, what you're saying is you wish, what you wish women would know, is basically like, hey, we still actually want to be fathers, even though we're not in a
yeah, and
partnership.
yeah, you know what I mean? And beyond that too, that we're human, you know what I mean? Like if I take it back to our cultures, like, you learn
Mhm.
you shouldn't you should be a man, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be too emotional and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that you ain't got no pain, doesn't mean that you don't love and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
that's not always seen, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, I guess women, I love women, but this society doesn't see it like that, And like I said, some of the things are justified because it's understandable because of the past and
Mhm.
how things go. But I think that's important though that recognize that, we're human too, and
Men have feelings
we
too.
like yeah, 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 so I think that,
So that's number two. We want to be fathers. Number one, we want to be fathers. Number two, we have feelings too.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think a lot of times we don't see that, because of course, we're seen as we have to be the provider, the protector. All of things are changing nowadays with that when it comes to provide because, at university, the majority are female now. So, women gonna be start making more money than us just now.
I
But
have my own story where that's concerned, but yeah. And it wasn't even the case yet. I was busy building up to, and then it became a conflict between me and my former partner
yeah,
because it started to become like, I don't know if it was a sense of threat or I don't know, insult to manhood. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what's
but
how would you feel if your partner would be making more money than you?
I don't know. I think it would be something though because I mean I could try to be all progressive now and say like, oh, it's not gonna be anything. But
Mhm,
I think how you grow up, what I mean, us being we got to be the protectors, the providers, what I mean. It's like
mhm.
you're taking that role from us, like, and then it's
The
almost like
provider
what,
aspect.
yeah, it's like almost okay, why am I here? What's my role here? I guess it's more as
But
I think it's that, yeah,
but I had a conversation recently with somebody. It's like, with the guy as well. I'm like, okay, so how would you feel about this? And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, but do you see only as a provider as being financially providing because you could provide in other areas as well?
Yeah, definitely,
And he's
definitely.
like,
But
yeah, basically, I don't mind another, I mean, I don't mind my partner making more money than me because you provide protection, you provide emotional
yeah,
security, you provide like on different
yeah.
fronts too.
I guess like the whole
Like,
protection thing is not that relevant in 2020 anymore, right? It's not like like you walking out there and it's kind of dangerous. You know what I
playing
mean?
dragons.
You know what I mean? It's like so that's kind of less. You know, I guess it's like you're always coming to something, but that is not a big thing anymore. I think the providing thing that's the number one thing. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
I guess it will feel for men, that they don't. I mean, that's one of the reasons that a lot of men, especially when some things that I read up on the States, that they left their families because they couldn't provide, and not because
yeah,
they didn't love their children or didn't love their partners. It's just like they felt so ashamed that they could not provide that they rather stay away. So it's really something I guess that's in us that we want to do
yeah,
that, and when you can't, you feel kind of useless. You know what I mean? So I guess
yeah.
but I guess
Basically,
the
that's like
world,
the number
yeah.
three that
Excuse
men
me?
want to. I guess this is number three that men want to feel needed. That's what you
Yeah.
wish women would know.
I don't know. I don't know if I wish them to know. I think they know that to a certain degree. You know what I mean? No? You would say no?
I would say yes, but I don't
Yeah.
know if there's necessarily like as big of a frontal lobe thing. Like you
Hmm.
constantly think like, oh yes, they want to feel needed for women
Yeah,
then, because we're like, yeah, but that's supposed to be normal. It's not supposed to, at least, yeah, I speak to a lot of women and they're
hmm.
like, but I'm like, but have you in that situation made them feel necessary? Even though you can do it yourself. I have to
Yeah,
tell myself that too, by the way, don't worry.
I think you want to have a purpose though. I think that's it more. You know what I mean? And you want to have
Okay.
in your family, you want to fulfill
Mm,
a certain role. And if that's not um if you don't have that, then it feels like, what am I doing here? You know,
yeah,
it's with everything,
purposeless.
it's just like with
Yeah.
your job too, that's why people have a job, it's like a lot of people could afford to not go to work, but they would still go to work because you want to have a purpose in life, you want to do stuff, you know. I guess within your relationship is the same thing too. You don't want to be there, oh, she's taking care of
Yeah.
everything. And women are
Oh,
naturally
goodness.
they'll do stuff in the house like cleaning and stuff like that,
Mm,
and so you just imagine that you're there, the woman is taking the more load of the traditional female things, and
mm.
yeah, then you're like, hey, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Maybe you should go clean some more. I don't know. Could be.
Listen, I am not a traditional woman. So I'm like, if you want help out in the household, listen, boo boo, come, come.
Yeah,
Let us split this. We don't have to. We can figure out. Listen, you like washing dishes? Okay. No, you don't like what? Okay, I can wash it. You wash the ones? Okay, cool. Let's do this. Let's divvy this situation up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, one thing
I don't know.
what I do think like that women should know is like a lot of times women don't tell us stuff. They like kind of want us to feel it and know it, while
Ooh,
you need to be explicit with stuff like if you feel that I should remove that glass from there, tell me. Maybe like you passed the glass 10 times, why didn't you move it? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it'll say it, you know?
Men wish women would know that you would have to be more specific if you want something done, dagnabbit.
I would say be direct, just say it, you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, but
with a
the
lot
thing
of
is,
things. Hmm.
look, Dynasty of Legends is like, I feel this one. He's a man too. He's like, no, no, no. Let me know if it's the
Let us
glass.
know.
No, but
Yeah,
sometimes it's not even just about the glass. It's about the concept
yeah,
of
but I
like,
mean,
I feel like you care when you do stuff for me.
nah, just say it. It's then it's gonna be done. But all this like, oh, you gotta feel it. You're supposed to know. Oh, I'm supposed to know anything. Tell me. You know. You know.
Well, actually, I'm being devil's advocate right now because I'm like I'm the tell me kind of person too. I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, let's make this easy. Let's let's make this
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
But
like,
that
if
happens a
this is
lot.
what you want to. But
But I
I
think that's
think for women too, it's a lot like, um, I don't just want to tell you, I want you to want it too.
exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But we
feel
don't
like I
work.
feel like that would be like the next step in the whole situation.
Yeah, but it's like nah, sometimes you figure it out, but not always, you know what I mean? And then I feel you gotta just tell people things, you know what I mean? This whole
That's true.
figuring out stuff by yourself while you know it, just say, hey, I want you to pick that up. I want you to do that. I like this. I don't like this. And that's the whole communication thing. I think a lot of things go wrong because, people don't communicate. And especially like women don't a lot of times don't say what they don't like, and
Mm.
I don't know if that's, I don't know. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or whatever, but a lot of times women would not share especially what they don't like, you know what I mean? And then you hear those things afterwards, like, hey, I don't really
Because
like this.
you want
And then
you want me to like
you're thinking you're a bad man. You're doing well. Hey, you know?
because we know how fragile the man's ego can be. So then we
Oh, you
kind
fixed
of
it there.
grow
Can
up
be.
with, I don't know, maybe it's like a cultural thing,
Hmm.
but then it's like, ladies, please be more sensitive and you bend over backwards to make things work and blah 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 blah
Hmm.
because men's egos are fragile. You want him to always feel good. But I'm like, no, but this don't work for me though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you. And let's see, we have another comment here. It's like, Dynasty of Legends says she can get everything she wants, but let me know and I will make it happen. Don't make me guess.
Yeah.
Basically sums it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So it's like basically say exactly what you want and then you could get anything you want
Yeah.
within reason, I guess. Everything is everything.
Well, that's really broad. Not everything, I guess, but you know what I mean.
Everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
Munir is very much here having a very good conversation. That's what your Munir is doing here.
What is so late?
Welcome.
It's pretty late on.
You're like getting into like professors, teacher board, like, hey, what are you doing up here? Like, you supposed to be heading to bed.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, that is very interesting. So because you feel like your dynamics, you feel like, okay, I'm more of a balanced type of man that grew up with your mom.
Yeah.
Do you have sisters as well?
Yeah. I have two brothers and a sister. Well, I had two, but one of my brothers
Brothers and a
passed away,
sister.
and I still have a brother and a sister now. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So then you basically feel like you're more balanced.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
You think so? You don't know for
Yeah.
sure?
No, I do see like like I've been around other friends of mine and I see how they sometimes how they move, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I once had a friend. He came up with his partner from Curacao. They came up
Yeah.
and so they had never lived together. You know how that goes, right? People are high school sweethearts and then they come to the Netherlands to study and then then they end up living together.
Come live with me and come see me. Two different things.
Yeah, and then those situations happen a lot, I mean, when you come from the
Yeah.
islands, but it's a whole different thing, like if you're living at home with your parents and you have a relationship or you actually live together. And
Mm-hmm.
So when he came up and he was like expecting her to cook, and I mean, I'm talking about 18, 19 years old, you know what I mean? Expecting her to cook, to do this and do all this. And I look at him like, dude, like, what is this? You know, but in all fairness to him, like he did not know better. Like that was what he saw, and he thought it should be like that. And within a couple of months, he changed. But
Yeah.
I guess that was the whole upbringing. You know what I mean? That was the whole upbringing to how that was. You know what I mean? So I guess a lot of things are culture too. So but yeah,
Well, I guess,
nah,
I guess, I guess that is like the family dynamics as well, because even if you come from the same island, maybe you can have different family dynamics. In
yeah,
my
yeah,
in my household, listen, it was me, my mom, my brother, and I.
hmm
My dad was in the picture, but he,
hmm.
like the classic Caribbean man, left the island to go
What
to
are you
another
saying? The
kingdom.
classic Caribbean man?
I would say, okay, for many Caribbean men. But
That's
that's
much
what I said.
better.
My dad was in the picture. It's just that
Yeah.
um he left Aruba and he went to St. Martin
Hmm.
also for job purposes.
Yeah.
And that's why I would then basically every vacation I was in St. Martin.
Yeah.
So that's how we like pendled back and forth between the islands. And
Hmm.
so in that sense, it wasn't like the same. I didn't feel
Yeah.
any different because I'm like, my dad is my dad. He's right there. It's like a phone
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I wouldn't say like the classic Caribbean man in
Hmm.
the sense of like having different households.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the sense of having to be more mobile where work and stuff like that is concerned,
Yeah.
especially where the oil refinery is concerned.
Hmm.
Way back when you had the Lago on Aruba and then they closed and then actually, the funny thing is, my dad chose to do that instead of taking us as a family to go to Dubai because I was just born
Yeah.
and having researched how the culture over there works and so forth and so forth. He's like, no, but I don't want this for my daughter though.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
my daughter
Yeah.
to grow up in like a suppressed environment and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
So actually, it would have been a contract to be there for like 5 to 10 years. And he's like,
Mm.
nah, this is not happening. So that's
But you
why
felt
he
that,
chose another route.
yeah. But you felt that he was present in your life, though.
Yay, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. In the sense, is classic and still not. Yeah, I guess I don't have a very common type household, but it worked
No.
for us for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, my parents aren't together now. After that was mind-boggling to me. I'm like, this was like a couple of years back. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What you mean no? But
And they just told you
yeah,
like that, like, okay.
I no, it was a gradual process. Even though I
Okay.
was I myself was like, why y'all still doing this? Like pick a side. If y'all can't make it work, like mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
So it was I feel like it was a matter of communication again.
Hmm.
And I feel like it was a sense of purpose of being on a
Hmm.
particular island versus the other and not having the same visions uiteindelijk. I mean, when all is said and done.
Yeah.
So that's why your vision of love is very interesting because I'm like, okay, so what is your vision of love then?
Well, like like I said, the song it came out of the whole lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
and like although somebody loves you, it's like, but when certain things happen, or, or somebody does certain things, it's like you feel it more, especially
Mm-hmm.
when things are not going well,
Yeah.
and it came out of that, you know what I mean? So like the first line of the song, I say, what is life if there's nothing to die for? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And saying like, give me all your love, give me all your pain, because
Yeah.
I want it all, you know. And like right before the lockdown, I tore my Achilles. Um, like right when I came back to the Netherlands, I was on vacation. I just came back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the day before I came back, actually, like 10 hours before I had to fly. So I went to the States, and actually the day that I did my operation, they closed down the whole hospital like an hour after my operation, and they said like, yo, Corona. So I had to like,
Well,
yeah, I had to like leave the hospital.
yeah.
And basically my fiance, she had to take care of me like for a good 2 months because I couldn't like move, do anything.
So how are
And
you doing now, though?
doing
Are
pretty
you
okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was lucky
Okay.
enough that I got a physical therapist from St. Martin who's helping me out because all of them were closed
Yeah.
down because of the corona, and he was helping
Yeah.
me online. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there yet, but we're getting there.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But continue your story, though. I just wanted to know if you were
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because I've been following you across, and I'm
Um
like, yeah, you can do it. Don't worry. Kom zo goed.
yeah,
But
so it came out of that actually. So the
yeah.
like when you're basically dependent on somebody else, and that goes with like with so much love and so much patience. Yeah, man, that is inspired the song basically, so that you're there for each other, especially when things are not going too well, because
Yeah.
it's kind of easy to be there when everything is going the way it should be going, but when things are not going the way they should be going, then that's when that's the test actually, not Temptation Island, but although that's also a test.
Would you ever do Temptation Island? Would you ever?
Nah, anybody got time for that? It's like it's like my island is a temptation island. Everybody I go back home is a whole temptation island by itself. Like I don't need that show for that. you know.
Honestly.
No, but I
Oh my
mean
goodness.
the
But
situations are not real neither. You know what I mean? So like, and they feed the people a bunch of alcohol, trying to get them there. So ain't nobody got time for that.
hey, that's what at least you think that way. But
Nah, man.
for many artists, it's like their whole lifestyle just yeah. People
Yeah, I
basically
mean,
throwing themselves at you, and it's like, okay, I have options.
yeah, but I think the thing about us as men, after a while, that doesn't is it ain't that ain't it. Because at the end of the day, we're hunters too. You know what I mean? So like, if it's that
Mm.
easy, we start looking at like, like what's going on here? Like, what's the catch? You know what I
Why is
mean?
it so cheap?
Yeah, it's this too easy. So
Why is it? Hmm.
you
I'm gonna
know,
end up with something somewhere down the line, like
yeah,
get gifts that I didn't bargain
yeah.
for, and
The thing is, it's a cool experiment. Like when I look at it, but the thing is, like a lot of those people are not with each other for a long while neither. You know what I mean? So
mm,
I guess it would be interesting if you're in a long committed relationship and then they would do that. Then I guess then temptation Island would be something. But
mm.
nah, nah. I have enough. Nah. You don't like.
You're
You would
like,
need
nah,
Obzuka.
nah.
No, 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 not for me. But I did enjoy the show though. I did enjoy the show.
Because you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna vicariously live through you guys' stupidity and be like, no, I'm gonna judge you from here, but I don't need
Yeah,
to put
because on all
myself
level, you
in.
see like, I mean, it's like at one level you see like how the guys them are trying to get the women and the other way around, but also how the show is
Mhm.
trying to influence the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And when it doesn't work out,
oh
they
yeah.
throw more alcohol, they start to throw more women at it, and all kind of create all these situations. You know what I
And it's
mean?
always surrounding a pool where you're half naked, by the way.
Yeah, I
So,
mean they think about these things. You know what I mean? And yeah, but yeah, like I saw one of them where the guy, I think the guy was like pretty he didn't do anything bad, and then the girl ended up
Mm-hmm.
cheating, and that was a whole big thing, of course, and because the girls
Because
like really
usually
strict.
it tends to be the men, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You don't know.
I used to think that, but I don't know. Because I've seen research where it says not like that, but we're known
Some
for it.
people say it's like, okay, men just do it more openly and women just get away with more of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, oh
I've
yeah,
seen.
oh yeah.
Men are dumb. When it comes to those things, we're so dumb. Women, if they want to do what they want to do, yo, nah. I've seen stuff. I was like, nah, man, frighten me. Frighten
You're
me.
excited?
Yeah.
So you're like, I ain't even entertaining none of this because I don't want karma to come back and get me,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now,
You're like,
men are
nah,
dumb
I
with this
cool.
stuff. We don't even know what we're doing. When women do this stuff, you know.
Oh my
But yeah,
goodness. That is like true. Did you see comments again? Oh, you see, a man is saying men are dumb for sure. Like just being agreeable. Okay.
yeah. I mean, in those
So men,
situations, what I mean, I've seen fellas, right, that been talking to some other chick, right, on their phone or whatever, that their partner has the code and using the same device. And I'm like, dude, you want to get caught? You know what I mean? That's how we are. We don't even think about these things. Like, you know what I
oh,
mean? So,
no, but that's like next level dumb.
that's how
What?
it goes. That's how it goes.
You know, a message or something going to pop up sometime, and then it's gonna be like, okay,
Yeah,
who's this?
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay,
And
that's
that's the
that's
thing.
that's
So
the audacity though.
I don't even know if the others think you're just being careless. But it's too much work, man. All those things are too much work. I ain't got time for that.
So, yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
what I
it's
like.
like,
I'm what I
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah,
Because we had a
yeah,
discussion about monogamy versus polygamy and all of that. I'm like, and polyamory. I like, listen, that is too much, man. Because having to get like a deep, intimate connection with one person already costs so much energy.
yeah.
If you add more to the mix, is it's a mess.
But
Do you
there are a
know
lot of
what I mean?
societies like
And
that, though. I don't know how it works, though. I mean, I see a lot of societies like that, and they seem to be okay.
I think it's a
You know?
mindset too. I,
Yeah,
I I
probably
think it
is.
must be a mindset thing
Yeah,
because whew, I don't know. No, I
yeah,
I cool with monogamy. I good.
yeah. The
But
thing is, like,
so
it's also also see it in the Bible as well, right? You also see that important
yeah,
figures in the Bible had like they had multiple wives, you know. But yeah, I
that's
don't I
true.
don't think it's something that would work um
The current
in
day
today's
society.
societies. Yeah, I don't think it will work.
Mm.
And
Let me
especially
see.
not the other way
Men
around.
don't pay attention to detail. That's
Nope.
where they lose.
Yeah.
Women know those details by heart.
Yeah. It's crazy. It
Yeah,
is
it's
crazy.
true.
Are you on some
Because it's the
voodoo?
little things. It's the little
Are you on
things.
some yeah.
It's the little things that change. It's like, okay, so why are you on your phone till like 11 o'clock? Usually by
Yeah.
8:30,
Yeah.
9 o'clock, you already drop your phone and it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
instance. But yeah. So in the sense, because you say you have two boys, right? I
Yeah.
consider them two little men. You're raising two little men.
Yeah.
How 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 would your vision of love be for them then? How would you then guide them in this whole world, in this whole
Well, first of all,
process of
yeah.
becoming a man?
So I believe a lot in modeling. So I think if they see the way I deal with their mother, the way I deal with their grandmother, that's already a lesson in itself, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's a lot about that they respect women basically, and always assume their responsibility. But having said that, you know, Like the eldest one, he's a bit like his father, a bit emotional dude. We got the same traits, so I think he's gonna be an artist for him. For him, like I'm already like I don't want a woman to go break his heart, you know.
Aw.
And the younger one, I'm like, yeah, I need to like slow him down. He's gonna be like the rough one. So, so I guess for each child, it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
there are men out there where you see a lot of women take advantage of them, and you don't want that either. You know what I mean? So it's trying to find that balance in being respectful, but still, you know, standing your own and having self-respect too. And sometimes it has to be a balance there, and sometimes you see that that's sometimes off with some people, and you don't
or
want that
it
for
could
your
be
children.
off either way for women and for men, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
see, if I must admit, I'm like some I do. Women gonna get on my case and be like, "V, you're throwing us under the bus here," but in some cases where guys have been too nice, in the sense of
Hmm.
like women are so used to being the ones fighting for things to be okay, that when
Hmm.
it's not toxic, I would say, then some women tend to go like, okay, what's wrong, and start causing trouble and doing stupid ish. And then I'm
That
like,
could.
you have a good guy. Relax.
Yeah, but I guess it's everybody's experience too. You know what I mean? And what
Yeah.
people want from out of a relationship. You know what I mean? I mean, you see like really, good people end up hitting one of the, be physical abusive to their partners. Stuff like that happens, you know what I mean? And when you go back and you say, oh, that was in their childhood that happened, and then they just copy that
Mm.
behavior. So that's why I say like, modeling is very important that you
Yeah.
because that's that kind of implicit learning. You learn stuff without you even knowing. And then the stuff that you hate, you end up doing it yourself because you don't even know that you've learned it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And it's like those negative things stick a lot easier with you than you actually think. And if it's a focus
yeah,
of like, okay, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, your focus and
yeah,
attention is still on that, and without
yeah,
you knowing it, you're internalizing it
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
But they say with kids, it's like, yo, it is so much more of what you do. They see what you do more, or they hear what you do
yeah,
more than what you say.
yeah. I know which one is
So
more, but I know that's a very big impact though. And that
yeah,
you gotta, because a lot of, like sometimes I just wonder because like, I wonder what's the influence of the internet going to be on them because they're much more on internet. They watch their YouTube things and this little Chinese boy they watch the whole time. I forgot his name. Oh, Ryan. Now we making millions.
oh, they're a fan of Ryan too.
Oh God, I hate him. And it's I'm block Ryan on YouTube because I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. At least Sesame Street made sense. This doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? This kid
You
walking
sound
around
like a real parent right now.
No, I actually tried to follow the thing. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why you guys like it. You know, but you just wonder what those things, what they teach your kids. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because I'm be honest, like if all those athletes, all those musicians could influence you, good or bad, you know, it does have influence.
definitely.
So that's something I do wonder about because back in the days, there wasn't that much of content available. Now a lot of kids could just go and be in their own world, and you
Hmm.
wouldn't know a thing. You know what I mean? Like the other day I was teaching, and these kids show me some YouTube stars, millions of viewers and millions of, of fans, and I don't know these people. You know,
Yeah,
and these
yeah.
people, I think they could walk around in Holland, and nobody would recognize them either. But they're very famous still. You know,
Mm.
so I
But
just sometimes.
the
Mhm.
reach with internet is like so crazy, and
Yeah.
it's like you say, all of those. implicit things that they see
Yeah,
and they're internalizing without you knowing is like, okay, but I
yeah,
don't even have an idea what all of who all of these people are and what exactly they're about and all of
yeah,
those implicit things that they're picking up from these other people that
yeah,
I may or may not agree with.
yeah,
And then you're like,
yeah,
okay, when I see certain things, it's like, where did that come from?
yeah. Because some things are positive, but some things are like, yeah, like what is this? So when I'm thinking of them growing up, like, what's it gonna be, you know?
That is always an interesting story because I have a nephew here right now. He's 7, and I feel like he's 7 going on 17.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the things, I'm like, okay, I try to be as conscious with him as possible. With sometimes I'm like, listen, you press it every button right now. But I still want him to have like a balanced view at least of men and women because right now he has a tendency of also like um you notice like the tone of voice makes a huge difference.
hmm,
Tone of voice makes a huge difference. If I talk to him a lower tone, he's like right away. So it's like, okay, if I talk all like la 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 la, then he's like, ah yeah, whatever. I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
excuse me, sorry. So then I consciously have to like drop my tone and like speak to
hmm,
him a certain way when I really want to get his attention. So then I'm wondering like, hey,
yeah,
is that also a thing that men want women to know? Like tone matters.
yeah. But women know, they know that,
I
they
guess they
really
do.
do. Yeah,
They really do. How do you think they know they do? Or
no,
how do
women,
you know that they do?
because they sometimes use it. You know what I mean? And that those rhetorical skills, women know that they know. They're actually strong
Like,
at it.
I'm being very politically correct. Like they know, yeah, 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 yeah. When they try to put on the time and everything, it's like the tone changes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think,
kind of something like this.
yeah, I think like what women, something that women do, like now I'm in the other stage of my life, so it's not something that I have to deal with.
Mm,
But like what I see a lot
mm,
of people still dealing with is that women send mixed signals, especially when it comes to mixed sexual signals too, right? So that's
mm.
something like I wanted to teach when you're talking about teaching my boys. Like, if a woman is with in a mini skirt, that doesn't mean that she wants you. Or if, you know what I mean? And
Sometimes.
sometimes yeah, but sometimes for men, it can be confusing. If somebody comes and dances with you in a certain way, and you're thinking like, yeah, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, the girl is not even thinking about that. And that happens a lot. And you see that
But
all the time.
do you not feel like that is cultural as well?
No, because no, probably but I see it all over though that
Yeah.
like the signals are sent and then guys pick it up in a certain way, and then women are not ready or don't want to. And that brings a lot of confusion,
A
you know?
mismatch, a mismatch of.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Especially
then,
back. Hmm.
I guess the whole thing of being direct, because it's like, I think Homie the one said earlier, like,
Hmm.
don't leave us guess because if we guess, then we most likely going to be wrong.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, be honest. Like, so then y'all, basically, this is a PSA from men to women. Like, be direct, be straight up, just whatever it is, put it out there.
Say
But
it. Yeah.
is that then seen as attractive though? Or is that seen as womanly? Because if you feel like as a man, again, I'm coming back to what men feel like their role is, if they're the pursuer and the hunter, blah, 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 blah. If y'all start to get women start to be more direct now,
Yeah, but direct
how does
doesn't
it
mean
make
that you
y'all
have
get
to
y'all
be.
feeling?
Yeah, but direct doesn't mean you have to be rude or not friendly. It just means
No,
that you're saying
I didn't
stuff.
say so.
Yeah.
But then y'all might start to feel like we as women now are taking over the role of pursuing. Well, that would be
No,
one of the keys for
no,
men,
but
or not?
being direct is also saying like um what you want, right?
Mm.
And that doesn't have to be taken over anything. It's just like don't let us guess, you know? A lot of times we
Okay.
be guessing and because women have this thing like, yeah, like let's say just a simple thing to buy a present, just say what you want. And they're like, no, all these years we're together, you know that I don't like black. Oh, I don't know. I'll be watching basketball. I don't know. Ask me who has the best jump shot. That I know. You know.
You see, then y'all supposed to be watching our women just like how y'all watching them sports, though.
Yeah, we're in the same.
Mm.
You see, I shouldn't be. That's not a battle. Don't worry about that. That's our thing. If you want to chill with our sports, let us do our thing. You know.
No, but this could be a PSA for women to men. Men, study your women. Study them like you study everything
Nah,
else.
but we're gonna need a whole 6 year master degree and then we still won't understand you guys. That will never work. No.
I feel like the effort is very much attractive. No.
You see, that's the whole thing. No, just say it. There's always an effort. It's just that we don't understand.
Okay, it's like okay. So basically, boil down to just say it. We gonna put forth the effort and giving you what you want, but just say it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
be direct. Just
yeah. It's simple. You
okay,
know, women want us to
okay.
feel that you were not happy, feel that you wanted a. I ain't feeling
So
nothing.
that's like that. That one. Patrick, Patrick,
Yeah,
Patrick.
talk to me.
I was with you. I was with you till this point. I
Yeah,
was with you till this point.
yeah, talk to me.
Because
Say it.
like what you want versus how somebody is feeling. I mean, if you're with a person long enough, you would expect them
No,
to
I don't mean
notice.
feeling in that ways, but it's like, you have to feel that I was not in the mood. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that. And I
Like you
agree.
just say, honey, I'm not in the mood to go to your mother's house today. Whatever. You know what I
Oh
mean?
goodness. Okay.
Okay, I'll
Listen.
go by myself. Claro.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I literally tell women like a couple of episodes ago too, listen, this is the point where we shut up and we could learn now, we could listen. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
But take a
I won't
mental
walk
note.
around the whole day, right? In
Take a
a
mental note.
in a bad mood. You'd be like, what's up? Nothing. What's up? Nothing. Yeah, yesterday you didn't do that.
Okay.
No, 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 no. Got me guessing the whole day.
Okay. That is so true though. That is so true. That is so
Right?
true. Because we as women do tend to hit the what's up? Nothing. It's like, okay, I'm in trouble, but I don't know why.
Yeah, you
Or
like,
I might be a part of the culprit, or something is going on that I don't
yeah.
know about, or whatever. You see, you
No.
just get them laughing. Oh my goodness. But that is true. That is true.
You know?
I can see that. I can see that. Now, in that experience, the fact that you even noticed that something was happening and you asked what's happening, then the
Yeah.
response would definitely be, but the fact is you still ask because you notice. So you get brownie
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, but of course you notice something, but it's like, you should know, and sometimes you say something wrong and you don't even know that you said something wrong, and then, well, what was it, and it's not said, and then you're like,
That's true.
you know,
That is
yeah,
true. That
yeah,
open communication though, that open communication is highly necessary. I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm seeing everything is boiling back down to be
yeah.
direct,
It's
say
all
what it is you
communication because
mean, don't let nobody guess.
yeah, I think
But
that
then,
we communicate
but then
differently.
now it's, oh wait, sorry, you go ahead.
I think that we communicate differently, and I
Mm?
think that that's why the clearer it is, the better, especially for us. Are you too
But
cryptic?
now, yeah, But now y'all saying, okay, be open, be direct. But now when a woman communicates, and we feel like we're communicating as women, then it's being perceived as nagging.
Well, nagging is nagging. Sometimes nagging is nagging. But at least I know. You know, I say, hey, you're nagging too much. But, you still get away with anything you want. So,
Eh, mm,
no, majority of
I don't
times.
know.
The majority of times.
You think so?
Yeah. But I think a lot of times women
Because I want to
understand.
keep the peace.
Sometimes, yes.
Most of the time, yeah. That's why it's like, okay, communicate. But if it's like, okay, you're just saying, just to like be like, shh, the
No,
game
but
though.
yeah, but I mean, like for instance, like when when we have it is something needs to be organized. So let's say with my kids, and we had like the whole christening, or when we first got the house, we don't like it's okay. Women are all into those things and all the details, and we're like, yo, yeah,
Hey,
okay,
whatever.
as long as you
Whatever
don't
you
paint the
want.
house black, then I'm good. you know. But then
But
it's like
then
you don't
that's
care,
okay.
but you do care. You know what I mean?
You don't care, but you do care.
No, it looks like you don't care, but you do actually care, but you just don't. You're not into those things just like that.
Not into the details of it, but it happening is of importance to you.
Yeah, yeah. It's not
Okay, this
like.
is an interesting one though, because let's say we were talking about the fact that for Father's Day, women are like, hey, happy Father's Day to me too, blah 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 blah. But it's
Mm,
like we as women tend to take these moments of celebration and really go
mm,
all out. Now,
hmm.
International Men's Day was the 19th of November.
That
Do you
wasn't a
even know
day. Stop it.
the
That was
day?
not a day. That was not a day. That was
That was
somebody
not
just
a
put
day.
that thing. No, no, no. Did you see anything? Stop. There's some people on Facebook put that.
I don't know. But people told me it's like, okay, this has been a thing from way back when though.
Yeah, but it's not a thing. It's not a day. People
But you
should
feel,
stop.
I feel like it's not a thing because men don't want to make it a thing either because we're like, okay, we can go all out for our celebration. Y'all be having days and
But I don't even know why there's a day for it. You know what I mean? It's just like the Father's Day I get,
okay.
like what do you want people to do on that day, Like,
Because not all men are fathers.
oh, true.
Because there's
But
Mother's Day, but there's International Women's Day too, which is the 8th of March. And
yeah,
everybody knows that.
that's because women are in a minority position. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
there's a lot of things. We live in the Netherlands, which is a pretty progressive country, but we've never had a female prime minister. So and in a lot of places, women are still being abused, etc. So I get that, but you know, International Men Day, nah. They should put International
Technically, it wasn't
Island Men Day. Maybe that one would be good. Yeah,
Island Men Day.
yeah,
So you're like, okay, forget all these progressive men. They don't have to be celebrated. We need to be celebrated for our struggles.
yeah,
Is that what you're
exactly.
saying?
Yeah, we always get a bad rep, even
Oh
by
my
other men.
goodness. But this man here is saying that we don't even get the same respect though
No, we don't.
for our days.
Excuse me?
Here in the comments, it's like we don't even get that same respect. As that was concerning the whole like Men's International Day or International Men's Day. You feel like it's
Yeah,
not a respect thing?
yeah. I feel that somebody was trying to get attention for something. I don't feel that's a real thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You're like the
Uh,
men should not be celebrated in any other case because women
no,
have been suppressed and they have their thing.
no.
So
Women should be. Men should be celebrated. definitely, especially black men, because we people look at us in a certain way. I've seen it even with my sons. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was gonna start later, but
Mm.
like people think that they're cute, cute, cute. At a certain point, people think that they're a danger. You know,
Mm,
but
yes.
but there are too many. There are too many days, man. Like every day there's something else. You know?
Patrick, you're just saying like forget this whole thing because this is another day that I have to keep up with that I don't want to keep up with. This is just because you just don't want to keep up with the next day.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Even even Christmas is
Like celebrate
confusing
me
for the
all days
kids.
of the year. I don't need a
Yeah,
day. Celebrate me all days of the year, and I'm good.
yeah. And you gotta be like explaining to kids at school what Christmas is actually about. They think it's Santa Claus. But yeah.
Hey, some people do, but some people are Santa Claus, so
Yeah, Jesus don't even have his it's not even the headliner on his own day. That ain't good.
it
You
ain't
know.
Christmas. It's not about Christ.
You know.
It's about the gifts. Give me gifts. I want a gift.
No.
But let's not
Yeah.
even get on the Santa Claus situation because that's ooh. This is a side note. But how do you deal with that whole Santa Claus thing being in education and
So
being a
so
black man in
so I feel
education?
I feel my fiance is a radical on that point. My
Go
son,
girl.
so
By the
last
way,
year,
shout out to your fiance, Fat Mom is.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Fab Mom. Last year, so they asked my son. He was how old? He was in 6. Yeah, he was 6, and he told the teacher, "Yeah, I don't celebrate Sinterklaas." And this was group 2. So the teacher's like, "Why?" He's like, "Yeah, I think Sinterklaas is a racist." I was like, "Oh God, you did not say that."
Hey,
But
arm them
no, no, but
with knowledge.
yeah, yeah, no, but you do see progress though. You do see progress because at the school where they are now, you don't see no there's no Zwarte Piet anymore. It's only gesminkte Pieten. So that's really
Okay.
cool, and yeah, it's something that dear to our heart because like the one of the founders of Kick Out Zwarte Piet, that's my cousin,
Yeah.
so that's their uncle. So something that we've been following for years, and
Awesome.
I in that age group, I was on St. Martin, and St. Martin don't really celebrate Sinterklaas, and
Yeah.
but on Curacao and Aruba, it's a big thing,
Yeah, it's
you
the
know,
bigger thing. I was
and
so glad that they also finally decided like we're not doing this. We're not pumping money into this. And so
yeah, because they don't have any money, but I don't know about in a couple of years if it's gonna come back. But the me,
so that's true.
but it's
But the
the
Dutch
thing that it's
population
like,
on Curacao is a lot more bigger, so I guess that also has a factor to
yeah,
do
yeah,
with it.
but I just think in general, St. Martin is more influenced by the States, and Curacao is more influenced by the Netherlands, and those traditions are there too. But it's kind of it's a tricky thing because you don't want your children to be excluded from stuff because it is
Hmm.
fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but on the other hand, you don't want them to grow up with that tradition, which I don't consider to be that part of the tradition, which I don't like,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I even have issue with Santa Claus getting all the props for my hardworking money. That's a different discussion.
Oh my goodness. Well,
You
actually,
know?
the thing is, even from a young age, my mom wasn't
Yeah,
about our life. My dad wasn't about our
yeah,
life. He's like, listen,
yeah,
these gifts,
yeah,
me. This is a story.
yeah, yeah. But
So in that sense,
it's a because like even in our family we have people that really believe in don't believe that Swat Pete should be an issue. They're like, what are you guys talking about? You
oh
know,
really?
uh, yeah, 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 yeah. But my family's very mixed. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
white people in my family, and I got Asians in my family, and all kind of things. So, But
That's the whole
if you grew up,
Suriname, Curacao, everything
yeah.
mixed. Yeah.
So if you grew up with something that brought you so many great memories,
Mm.
then it's kind of difficult because you want that for your children as well, you know. And also, like, I could step away from it because I never grew up with Sinterklaas. So, like, it's for me, it's like, when I reached Holland, the weird thing for me was that Swarte Piet was talking like, trying to talk like my mother, with a Surinamese accent.
With
I
the
was like, yeah,
Sudanese accent, yes. Like,
yeah,
no.
why is Swarte Piet trying? My mom don't sound like that. But only then I made a connection too. 'Cause I didn't used to make, for me, I didn't really
It didn't
stop to
really, it
think
wasn't
about
a
it.
thing.
No, no. But
Okay.
but now, especially when you got children, you don't want, you're more conscious about everything, and you want them to grow up, like with dignity and honor, and not thinking that they're less.
True.
And race is a thing, especially in Rotterdam because we're such a diverse
Multiple, yeah.
community. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you really want to give that, and that, like I said, my fiance is a radical. Even when they're playing their games, she's like, "Why is that character? Why is that character white?"
Your fiance is woke woke. She is
But it,
woke woke,
but it's so funny. The kids them now when they're playing their games, they always turn their characters into black characters. It's so funny to see.
which is good. Because like I was telling you, the kid, I call him the kid, the nephew.
Yeah,
Finally, he got to the point where he still wants to celebrate Sinterklaas.
yeah,
None of us ain't about our life.
yeah,
But of course he's only seeing the gifts part of it, and I want to do May and
yeah,
it's a festivity, blah blah blah.
yeah.
Um, of course I'm not the parent, so I leave it up to them as in how far they go into the race conversation, blah blah blah. Because it's
Hmm.
also not a burden you want to put on a kid, and also create a ceiling in his own mind
Yeah, but it's there though. It's there. Like
of
my
what he
son
can
told
and
me.
cannot do.
Yeah, my son is 7, and the other day he told me. Um, so there was this girl, and she was 5 or 6, and she's Muslim, and of course
Mm.
she's only 5, so she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah,
And she told him, "Yeah, you're not Muslim because you're black," you know. But in her experience, she probably have never seen a black Muslim, so she's thinking.
yeah,
But that made him very conscious of his um of his race,
color
of
is
his
skin.
color. Yeah, and yeah, so that's something that, yeah, as a parent, you're thinking like how to deal with that because you know, it's something that is, it's out there, but how do you talk to children about that? Even when the George Floyd thing happened, my son had questions, but you don't really, you at one point you don't want them neither to be going out there and hating all white people. You don't want that either.
Yeah, yeah.
But how do you explain racism to children? That's difficult, you know.
It's tricky. It's
Yeah.
tricky.
It's
But
tricky, you know what I mean?
what would men would what would men like women to know about the role in that aspect? Would you guys like to be the one who are like, okay, no, I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna hold it down, or in your case, your fiance is the one who's like, nah. So how do you then discuss these different roles and as to what is then passed on where legacy is concerned?
Yeah, what I try to do is like to provide as much positive examples for them.
Mm,
So like people that I surround them with, like the other day, so my fiance's cousin, she graduated at university. I was like, okay, he's going with you. Let him see that because you don't see that on TV. Understand? You don't see
yeah,
that enough of that. Let me put it like that. What
yeah.
you see is a lot of twerking, and what you don't see, and you see LeBron James. That's what you see. You know what I mean? So you try to give them like a broader perspective of what black people are. You know, and
Yeah.
I guess that's it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's boiled down to that people are just ignorant and think that certain races are that way, that way, that way. So you try to just broaden their perspective of what it is, and you bring them back to the islands, let them see the culture, et cetera, those things, you know, and just treat it with honor. That's just what I try to do with them. Yeah.
Mhm. How do you navigate both cultures though? Because you say bring them back to the islands for them to see the culture, but in every
Yeah.
culture you have those things where you're like,
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's case by case, It's like, and they they pick up stuff too, They pick up stuff and they get it. It's so funny because now my son is getting very conscious of those things. He's like, oh yeah, that guy is Moroccan. Oh, that guy is, and he's like, what is Capo Verde? I gotta explain him. What I mean?
yeah.
The you see that Mackay School is it's a bilingual school, primary school.
Mm,
So there's a lot of children from different areas. So they pick up on those things, you know. And yeah, all you can do, I think, is just be positive, show them positive examples, and yeah, hopefully it's gonna be,
hopefully it's good.
yeah, hopefully it's good, yeah. But yeah,
Okay. Well,
they're gonna experience stuff, yeah.
rounding up for basically what Movember is all about also men's health. And men's health, we talked more about like the psychological and emotional part of it. And now
Yeah.
we're coming down to the physical health part of it. Are you one of those people who are more conscious about it and also talk about your health as a man and how you deal with it? Because even if it was just your, I can't say just your Achilles heel because that's like legit very
Yeah, yeah,
painful.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know it myself. I know it by another cousin of mine.
Yeah,
He had it fully torn off of the bone because he was doing martial arts
yeah,
and didn't warm up exactly properly and made a wrong move and the whole thing was
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
But how do you deal with men's health and specifically within, you know?
But I mean, I guess it needs to be a priority, right? And I guess everybody's now more conscious about eating well, etc. But it's a struggle, especially coming from my culture where there's so much great food, and living in a city as Rotterdam with so much great food in Rotterdam too. All type of cultures here. There's so much to
Yeah.
get. But I think specifically also for island people, we have a lot of diabetes, a lot of high blood pressure, and it's one of the projects that I want to do next year, or not next year, like the year after, because we're in this
Mhm.
pandemic, is about getting people more conscious about that too. Because I even have a how you call that a meter to measure my blood pressure because my
Okay.
dad passed away from that, and my grandmother too. So, it's something that I'm very conscious about, and it's something that I want to bring more awareness to, especially on the islands because, the numbers are really bad, and these things are
Yeah, with
silent
type
killers,
of diabetes.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't even know that how many people die from that on the islands. And up here too, like in the world, Black
Mhm.
Caribbean men, Caribbean people, and especially men though, in when it
Oh,
comes to high blood pressure and diabetes, so
yeah.
that's something that
Because typically our foods are highly seasoned
yeah,
and we tend to use a lot more salt.
yeah,
So
and that's to do with our
then
diets, yeah,
then you do
yeah,
get that in combination with the fats and so forth. It just
yeah,
causes your
yeah,
blood pressure to go up because of the
yeah,
fats then clothing in your
yeah,
veins and blah 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 blah.
yeah,
I don't mean to get too biological here now, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm
definitely, yeah,
super
yeah,
passionate about that too.
yeah. So that's something that I definitely want to bring more awareness to it. And I wanted
Hmm.
to start next year with a project, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that due to everything what's going on. But
Yeah, yeah.
the year after we're gonna start, we already started. I have some people working on it, and I think it's gonna be really nice. Yeah.
But do you feel like in your group of friends that it's easier to talk about, like fellas among fellas? And do you think like would you want women to know certain aspects of men's health that is like, hey, help us with this or with like that, or um it's like this for us. Because for women, listen, we could talk about like for us is pretty much easy.
Yeah, the only thing that we have is like when we're in pain, that you guys tend to think that we're exaggerating when we're sick.
Do we?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Maybe our pain threshold is just
I don't know about all
different.
about that. I hear that a lot. I don't know if that's true. But
Well,
um yeah, but I think it's more that's what we said in the beginning too, like that men are human too and men have feelings too. But
okay.
you know, but you know, when it comes to health, I just think that a lot of times we don't take care of ourselves, busy with everything else. And I think that that's for men that we should do that more, that we should take care more of ourselves, basically, and not wait till it's too late. And then, you get all these other things that you have to do. You know,
Mm.
yeah.
But the whole thing is that number one, um, men tend to be more focused like on the whole providing this or that, blah blah blah, while
Hmm.
women tend to be focused more on the nurturing and caring aspect, and that tends to be part of it, the health aspect. That
Hmm.
tends to be part of it. So then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, but in Hufera is like personal responsibility, and in Hufera, in how much so is it personal responsibility, and how much so is it like a group effort?
Yeah. There's the one of the things that men have specifically is when it comes to prostate, and then we don't go and check, like how women go and check if see if they have breast cancer. Women do that very easily. It's not like a obstacle, you know what I mean? Like, but men, we
Well,
have
it
this.
is.
Yeah, but I mean, not like us. We have this whole manhood thing with us. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you understand? Like, and
because
there,
last week I was like, so have you had any instances where you like had to check your prostate? And he was like, you
yeah,
mean the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
it's the finger in the anus type situation that is
yeah,
really like a threat to
yeah,
manhood, which really makes
yeah.
it an issue.
They should find out a way to do that. Yeah. I'm just being honest. You know?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on it though. I'm like, in all the
Yeah,
technology that there is
yeah,
currently, I mean, there's like no other way how to check to see if the prostate is
yeah.
okay, yes or no, but
I
besides
think,
shoving a finger.
yeah. But I think that's one of the things that where your manhood comes into play, and unfortunately, a lot of men then are too late when it's so far. And then, yeah, if you're talking about health, men and health,
Mm,
that's the number one thing I think that we could do better, and maybe women could help us
definitely.
in that area.
So
Female doctors.
I think you should combine the pressure with the prostate, and then, the 2P, pressure and prostate, in the whole campaign that you're gonna do.
I think a woman should do that.
You think a woman should do that? They'd be like, no, but ain't you bending over and like somebody violating you?
Yeah, but I think a woman would be a man will be more receptive to a woman than a man, probably.
You mean as in the woman should be the one to administer the whole
Yeah,
checking? Or,
I think we'll talk easily when it's about that. I think with a woman. I think so. I'm
okay.
not sure. Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
not
why it
sure.
would then be a lot more easier to then talk to your partner instead of talking to your friends about men's health.
I don't know if it's easy. I think we do talk about those things with each other, but I don't know if it's always a topic that we want to talk about. We have so many
Each other
other.
meaning friends
Yeah,
or partner.
I think men have other topics that we talk about. We don't talk about that. That's not a thing that we talk about. You know, we
Okay.
might talk
Interesting.
sports, politics, but
All
health.
the big chest things, like, yeah.
No, not necessarily, but
That's
not
what it
that.
feels like to me. It's like competition, who beat who, this, that, that. Politics is basically who beat who with words, with power, with struggle, with
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's what that's what it goes on to, no?
no, there's more. There's more. Women should know that too. That there's more we talk about, but
There's more. That's the core essence.
yeah, but not. It's not only. we talk about women too. We talk about different things, you know what I mean? But I guess health is not something that a lot of times when we talk about health with friends is about it's more about like, fitness and working out and stuff like that. That type of health people talk about a lot. Okay? But that's
Okay.
also a trendy thing about from now too, that people talk about and how to eat well, etc., etc. But not on the other stuff. Yeah.
But
I
you
don't know if
feel like it's because of the whole fitness aspect has to then indirectly or directly um that it indirectly or directly correlates to women. That's why it's easier to talk about.
no, I wouldn't say that. I just think those things are more topics that are more attractive to men that we tend to talk more about those things. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't think it has anything specific, particularly to do with women. No, no, I don't think that.
I have to do research on this answer, Mr. Graham. But
See, we got my boy to enjoy all the way out of Turkey.
hey, hello. Greetings from the Netherlands. And you had a, let me see, Richmar was also shouting out PG. But yeah. But anyways, I mean, it's been a minute. I
Yeah,
I I asked you for 90 minutes of your time, and so I think we're
yeah.
gonna, we're gonna round off so you can also spend some time with the fam.
Yeah, they're going to
Before
sleep.
heading off into
I gotta deal with my deadlines now. I hate deadlines.
so many deadlines,
Yeah, yeah,
all these different tests and all kind of things that needs to be handed in on time and
yeah. But
living the
when
life.
yeah. Now, but we always have the peak moments, and now is we're just in that time, and everything is a little bit. Things are not the same because of the pandemic, and a lot of people were absent at home, and so things didn't work out the way they normally do. So it's a little bit more. It's a bit chaotic now, but you know, it's the times, so we just gotta get through it, basically.
Gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, that's what it is now. Yeah.
True, true, true.
Hmm.
Well, it was an honor to have you on here talking about your view and visions of love and masculinity and all the things, all the manly things.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what?
Who else? Ricky's
Hey, drinking
superstar.
tea lady, shout out to you. I enjoy your conversations. You spark up good stuff. Oh, thank you, Nikmar. I enjoy having these conversations because I feel like again, I feel like there's a bridge to be built. It's always like a men versus women, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Well, guess what? We are on planet Earth together. So
You
we need
guys
to
are
figure this
definitely
out.
from Venus. That is true. I ain't gonna lie.
Patrick, we on planet Earth together.
Yeah.
So that's why we're busy figuring out this Martian and Venusian, or Venetian. How do you say that now? Venusian?
That's a good one. I need to Google that one.
Martian and Venusian? I feel like that sounds right.
It sounds
But we're
weird.
gonna go with that. We're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
We need to figure out each other's languages and figure out how to deal with everything here on planet Earth. So that's why I want to thank you for
Yeah.
being such a good sport, even in your
Yeah.
really peak busy time to come and have this cool conversation.
Yeah. It was
Um,
fun.
you had a good time.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like, my message is be clear. Say what y'all have to say. Don't let
Uh-huh.
us figure things out. Let us, we have to
Mhm.
feel it. Just say
Look at
it.
me, look at me. Mhm.
Exactly.
But I think I feel like that was the main thing. Be clear. It's like men don't want to sniff
Yeah.
out nothing. Just be clear.
Nah. Yeah.
Okay, so going forth, ladies, if you're looking at this, please be clear.
You see what Ricky's saying? Ricky's saying, preach. He knows.
Preach. Well, he preached to the whole crowd. But yeah, Patrick, tell the people where they could find you, where they can stream your music. Let them know.
So you could find my music on all the major platforms. So it's the Spotify's Tidal, what else you got? Apple Music, Deezer, everywhere. It's Patrick Graham. Graham is with a Y. And Twitter, Facebook, follow me and let's start a conversation. And yeah, I got out a new song, Visions of Love. Stream, stream, stream. Drop it in the family app and let's go.
Yes, especially around these times, with the craziness going on. Sometimes I put
Exactly.
it on like in my own bubble. I'm like, woo!
Exactly.
That is like one of my current wind down songs.
Oh, yeah?
So it's like, especially like in the night, like around this time, I grab my cup
Mm-hmm.
of tea. I grab my cup of tea and I'm like, oh yes, visions of love. We gonna zen out here in this moment right now. Like, I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks.
So yeah, I would definitely want to encourage you to don't let that whole project that you have where men are concerned with men's health and really looking out for their pressure and stuff like that, because pressure is
Yep,
definitely one of those silent killers, because when
yep,
your pressure is
exactly.
out of whack, it definitely sends everything in your body out of whack as
Yeah.
well, and it
Mm-hmm.
could be like an instant bomb and then that's it.
Yep, yep.
So I would say definitely hold on to that project. We would definitely like to hear a lot more when time comes a bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to hit me up, and then we can talk to people again.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks for
Okay.
having me.
Well,
It
be
was fun.
fabulous, stay fit,
All right.
and have a fantabulous week. You want to say
All right.
bye?
All right, everybody, take care. Be safe. Look out for each other. And holidays coming up, so everybody's early now. Happy holidays. Bless. All right, take care.
Definitely.
Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye. Pieces, y'all.